Good afternoon. I am Mr. Shashikant Suresh Kamble from Brahmadev Datta Polytechnic, working as a lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department. Today we are going to discuss the introduction of subject Embedded System, whose subject code is 22532, which is for 5th semester of EJ department. Now, after this, we will see the teaching and examination scheme. This particular subject has an abbreviation code of ESY. This ESY has a course code of 22532. It has 3 theory lectures weekly and 1 practical hour of 2 hours for weekly, and the total theory marks for this particular theory paper for this subject is of 70 marks, in which we have to score minimum 28 marks. Also, this theory has got a practical assessment of 30 marks. So the total theory marks will be of 100. As well as the practical part, if we discuss the practical part of this embedded system, we have a practical oral of 25 marks, which is external practical, and also it has a practical assessment of 25 marks. So the total weightage for this ESY embedded system is of 150 marks. Now we will see the course outcomes of this subject. Select the relevant microcontroller for various industrial applications. Use embedded C programming language to maintain the embedded system. Interpret the communication standards of embedded system. Develop basic applications using embedded systems. Interpret the features of real-time operating system. These are the course outcomes of our subject. Now we will discuss the syllabus of this particular subject. First chapter name is Introduction to Embedded System. Here we have to discuss the block diagram of embedded system with the hardware components. And the next point is of Harvard and von Neumann architecture, RISC and CISC processors. Later on, we have to discuss the features of 89C51 microcontroller, that is from 51 microcontroller family, then PIC microcontroller, AVR and R microcontrollers with their applications. After that, we have to discuss the characteristics of embedded system: processor power, memory, operating system, reliability, performance power, NRE cost, unit cost, size, flexibility, time to prototype, time to market, maintainability, correctness and safety. Also, we have to discuss the classification of embedded system, means small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system, sophisticated embedded system, standalone embedded system, reactive or real time operating system. And second chapter contains a programming using embedded C. In embedded system, we have to do the programming in C using C. Generally, the embedded system is nothing but the combination of hardware and software. So after hardware, we have to study the software part, means how to program this particular coding for this embedded system. And generally here in this syllabus we have to discuss the programming in C, where it contains arithmetic and logical operations, data transfer with a memory and port, decision control and looping. Also, we have to discuss timer and counter program, which we earlier studied in the microcontroller subject, but here we have to do the same programming using embedded C. Serial communication program using embedded C for a given microcontroller. Then we have to discuss about the interrupt control program with the embedded C for a given microcontroller. Next chapter is of communications standards and protocols. Here in this chapter, we have to discuss the modes of data communication. Data is generally transmitted in various forms such as serial, parallel, synchronous, asynchronous communication. Here in serial communication standards, we have to discuss RS-232, that is nothing but the recommended standards 232. Then after that we have to discuss the bidirectional level converter, which is nothing but the MAX 232. Means here we are going to discuss how the MAX 232 works, what are the pin functions of MAX 232, what is the main function of MAX 232 we have to discuss. After that we have to discuss about the communication protocols. As we earlier discussed that data in data is transmitted in embedded system various modes such as serial, parallel, synchronous, asynchronous. So for doing serial communication, we need a serial communication protocols, that is I2C or I2C, CAN protocol, USB means universal serial bus, then serial peripheral interface, that is SPI protocol, synchronous serial protocol SSP. Then after that we have to discuss parallel communication protocols, that is nothing but PCI, PCIX features. And after that we have to discuss the features of advanced serial protocols such as IRDA, Bluetooth, Zigbee, etc. Next, fourth chapter contains the interfacing of input and output devices. As we earlier spoken that embedded system is nothing but the combination of hardware and software. So here in embedded system we need to connect various input output device with the central processing unit of embedded system. So here we have to discuss the interface input output and the special devices to the microcontroller 89C51, AVR microcontroller. Then output devices which we have to discuss, those are LED interfacing, LCD interfacing, relays, 7-segment displays interfacing, multiplex 7-segment display. We have to discuss their interfacing with our microcontrollers or with the 89C51 microcontroller. Then input devices such as we all know that input devices are key, matrix and keyboard. We need to discuss the interfacing of input devices with the microcontroller. And after that we have to discuss the next point is motor. So here in this point we have to discuss that how to interface the stepper motor with the 89C51 microcontroller, how to interface the DC motor with 89C51 microcontroller, as well as after this point 4.5, that this point is we have to discuss the interfacing of 8-bit ADC or DAC. As we all know that the microcontroller is accepting the data or it can deal the data only in the digital format. So in some cases if we need to control the data which is in analog format, or if we are giving the data in analog format, that time we need to convert this analog data into digital one, and this can be done with the help of ADC. So for that purpose we are going to discuss here how to interface ADC with the 89C51 microcontroller, how to interface DAC with 89C51 microcontroller. In this point we are going to discuss. Then next, how to interface the sensor such as temperature. Here we have taken an example of temperature sensor LM35. So in this particular point we will discuss the interfacing step of temperature LM35 sensor with the 89C51 microcontroller. Then the fifth chapter is the real-time operating systems. This operating systems is nothing but, here we have to basically discuss the what we mean by operating system, such as general and real-time operating system. We have to discuss the basic difference between general operating system and real-time operating systems. After that we are going to discuss the characteristics of real-time operating systems, such as its consistency, its reliability, its scalability, performance, predictability. After this point we are going to move towards the function of RTOS. Means RTOS, as we earlier said that RTOS is nothing but the real-time operating system. So whatever the functions is performed by RTOS, such as task management, in this we have to discuss the inter-task communication and multiple tasking. Then we have to discuss the scheduling algorithms of this RTOS. After that, we have to discuss the resource allocation and interrupt handling. Then we will discuss the features of RTOS, watchdog timer, semaphore, then deadlock, reason how the deadlock is situation occurs, we have to discuss in this particular point. Then how to handle after deadlock is arising, how to handle this deadlock, how to detect it, how to prevent it, we have to discuss in this particular point, that is deadlock. So now we will discuss about the question paper specification table. So whatever the syllabus we have seen, so on this particular syllabus, how the weightage is given to each and every chapter we will discuss now. So the first chapter whose teaching hour is near about 8 hours, and here this particular chapter is asked for 12 marks in the examination, where we will found remember RUA. So what do you mean by RUA? R is remember level question, U stands for understand level question, A stands for apply and application level question. So on the first chapter we get the total question weightage of 12 marks. In this 12 marks we will found the questions, 4 marks questions over the remember level, we will found 4 mark questions over the understanding level, and 4 marks questions over the application level questions. So in this way the first chapter is given for 12 marks. Then programming using embedded C, the second chapter is having the weightage of 16 marks. In first we will see the remembers level questions is of 2 marks. Here we will found 6 marks for the understanding level questions. We will get 8 mark questions over the application level question. So the total weightage for the second chapter is 16 marks. Then third chapter is communication standards and protocols, whose teaching hour is 8 hours, and remember level questions we found in the question paper is near about 2 marks. Understanding level questions which comes in the question paper is about 4 marks, and we will get application level questions over this particular chapter is of 6 marks. So the total weightage for this particular chapter is of 12 marks. And the fourth chapter, that is nothing but the interfacing of input and output devices, the teaching hour is 12 hours, and is a distribution of 3 marks. We will see the remember levels of the question for this interfacing input output devices will be of 4 marks. Then understanding questions, understanding level questions will be for 6 marks. Application level questions will be for 8 marks. So the total weightage for this particular chapter will be 18 marks. Then we will move towards the last chapter of this particular syllabus, that is real time operating system, whose teaching hours is 8 hours, and remember level question for this particular chapter will be of 2 marks. Understanding level question for this particular chapter is 4 marks. Application level question for this particular chapter is 6 marks. So the total weightage for this 5th chapter will be of 12 marks. In this way we can see that total teaching hour for this particular subject will be 48 hours, and here we can see the remembrance level questions will be of 14 marks. Understanding level questions will be of 24 marks. Application level questions will be of 32 marks. So the total marks will be for this particular subject is of 70 marks. Now we will see the learning resources for this particular subject. So first book which we need to study for this particular subject is 8051 Microcontroller Architecture, Programming and Application, whose author is Kenneth Ayla, and whose Sinej Learning 3rd edition publication is there. And then we have a second book, that is the 8051 Microcontroller and Embedded System, whose author is Mazidi, Muhammad Ali, and Janice Gillespie and McKinley Rolindi. So this book is published by Pearson, whose second edition is available with us. And then Microcontroller Principle and Application, third book is there, whose author is Ajit Pal, whose publication is PHI. Then fourth book is Microcontroller Theory and Applications, whose author is Mr. Ajay Deshmukh, which is published by McGraw-Hill Education, New Delhi. Then the fifth book, which we have, is Microcontroller Architecture Programming and Interfacing System Design, whose author is Raj Kamal and published by Pearson Education, India. And the last book which we have here for this particular subject is the Embedded Software Primer, whose author is David E. Simon, which is published by Addison Wellesley, Delhi. So in this way we discussed about the learning resources, and we discussed about the syllabus of this particular subject. So in the next video we will start the first chapter, and till then just revise the previous concepts of microcontroller, so that it will be helpful for us in next discussion of your first chapter. Thank you very much.